panagdait sa tanang kabuhatan. For today's video presentation, I will be presenting the lesson 7 of our module 3, and this is entitled Reducing and Preventing Hazards. Now let's start with the brief introduction. The World Health Organization suggests some solutions on how to reduce the risk of physical, microbial, and chemical hazards posed by water bodies during water-based recreational activities. And these are the following. First, on drowning and injuries. The World Health Organization believes that education is the key to prevent drowning and injuries. Teaching participants of water-based recreations about the risk will make them more cautious such that they will strictly follow safety protocols. So education daw is the key to prevent drowning and injuries. Let's say for example, ang kanang mga school nga gi-appeal nila sa ilahang curriculum ang subject nga swimming. Kay diha man na i-discuss kung unsay mga risk and advantage kung kabalo ka mo langoy. Second, informing them about the basic life-saving and first aid techniques will also help in case any untoward incident does occur. Life-saving techniques. Let's say ikaw ang nalumos unsa may dapat nimong buhaton. So ang isa sa tip diha is you don't need to panic. Kay kung magpanic ka, masamot og kabugat ang imong lawas, but then di pud na malikayan tungod kay nahadlok naman ka, so di na ka makahuna-huna og tarong. And then for the life-saving technique sa mga maluwas pud nimo, na pud na sila'y technique nga ginatudlo. And first aid techniques, let's say for example, nalumos na gyud ang isa ka tawo and then giluwas. First aid technique nga imong buhaton is to conduct CPR. That's an example of first aid. Next, vigilant supervision must also be encouraged. Instructors, leaders, and other concerned people must constantly keep an eye on participants, especially beginners and weak swimmers. So kung naamoy subject nga swimming, usually naman siya sa college, it's the responsibility of the instructors to look for the weak swimmers or katong mga beginners. Okay? Or example, you are a group of people or magbarkada nga nangaligo. Siyempre, it's the job of those barkada nga kabalo mo langoy na maglantaw sa ilahang kauban. Fourth, to make the participants comfortable with water, they must be taught how to swim. Way back when I was in college, I majoring MAPE, and isa sa mga subject na mo is swimming, no? And before, di ko kabalo mo langoy, pero tungod ato nga subject, nakabalo ko mo langoy and mas comfortable ako sa water. So that's it. To make us comfortable with water, we need to teach ourselves. Fifth, for organizers, developers, and owners of the swimming places, installing fences and other safety devices will also prevent drowning and other accidents. Pool design and warning signals must also be included. So dapat ang kanang mga swimming pools na ginay fences, and then ang kanang boundary sa pool dapat dili na siya slippery, kay na instance nga madigyas ang tao nga dili kabalo mo langoy, so basin malumos. And then warning signals. Example for this is kanang naay signal nga or nakabutang nga unsa kalalom ang kani nga pool, 5 feet, 7 feet, no? Okay, we are done with on drowning and injuries. Let's proceed to infections and microbial risk. For microbial risk, the World Health Organization encourages effective sewage discharge procedures to be set up. Implementing an efficient management and award scheme on beaches will also help. Kaning mga microbial risk, kato ni siyang mga example kanang mga bacteria nga makuha nimo sa hinig maligo. And example for this is kanang tulon ka or makainom ka og tubig sa dagat or tubig sa pool, and that is not advisable. So as much as possible dapat dili gyud ka inom og tubig sa gikan sa dagat or sa pool. It's because nanay mga bacteria. Second, swimming pool management must also apply only the appropriate levels of chlorine and other disinfectants on pools. So kanang swimming pool na naman ay chlorine nakabutang bantog malahi na ang color sa tubig. So naapod na appropriate levels. And then routine pool maintenance procedures must be carried out. Monitoring the levels of disinfectants as well as the pH levels in pools. In case of accidental facial release, the pool must be emptied, disinfected, and cleaned. Filtering of pool water must also be done. In the relation, pool filters must be cleaned regularly. So that is why sometimes kung mag-adto sa pool, ang ilang pool gipahubasan, wala pa'y tubig because gilimpyuhan na nila or gidisinfect. Third one, in swimming pools, pre-swim showering must be done. Swimmers must be encouraged to demonstrate good hygienic behavior, such as on the use of the toilets. So before ka maligo, dapat mag-shower ka, and after maligo sa swimming pool or sa beach, dapat mag-shower jud ka to demonstrate good hygiene behavior. And also with the use of toilets, since it's a public place, daghan mo gamit, so dapat limpyado ta. Now the third one, on chemical exposure. Reducing the risk of chemical exposure on participants in aquatic recreations, the World Health Organization says monitoring the regulating industrial influence are the key solutions. To this end, it will be up to the government to oversee such monitoring, and the regulation concerned government agencies, for instance, must promulgate and implement rules and laws in relation to how industries discharge their waste, developing damage limitation action plans in the event of chemical spills must also be done. So it is the job of the government and agencies to make a law with regards to the waste management. Kay basin ang kaninga resort nagpataka lang og labay og mga waste nila. So it's the job of the government to check, to implement laws about that to avoid chemical exposure. And then last, we have pre-swim showering, and good hygienic behavior should be encouraged by organizers and observed by participants. House pools should also have good ventilation. Swimming pools must also be regularly maintained and clean. And that would be all for your activities. I've already posted your activity in our GenU, so you have 1 week to answer that. And that would be all. I hope you learned something today. See you next week for another video presentation.